Remember, the whole point of this, we're gonna get clips. People never listen to podcasts anymore. They just want to see clips. So
Who said that?
I just made it up right now. It's weird actually being a host of a podcast because I'm so good at being a guest that it's just weird as being a host. But we're back here, Comedy Club Confessions with Jack Jr. And my guest today is the very funny, talented producer, actress, Katie Cazorla.
Oh my God, thank you.
Aren't you? Thank you.
Impressionist.
Oh,
that's crazy.
It's Drew Barrymore right there.
That's amazing.
Dude, I love her. You know what's crazy? You've been in the business for how long?
22 years.
22 years, and I grew up in the comedy club scene, and I've never met her till 3 years ago.
Bill Dawes
and I, we worked the Laugh Factory in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And I was like, who's this Katie? We picked her from the airport, and we've been like besties.
It was really bizarre because when I first met you, you know, when people are like, oh, this person does this person does that. As soon as I got in the car and you were in there, I was like, how have we not been friends our whole lives? Like,
I know.
Crazy.
Like and now we work together on so many shows, but back then we never worked on one show together.
That is really weird.
We never worked on one show together, and then we're always working.
Yeah,
always working, always touring.
I took a break though. I started in 1999, took a break for 10 years, did TV, and then
tell us about the 99.
Oh,
what happened in 99?
I moved out to LA.
Okay, from where?
From New York.
Okay.
I won a comedy competition. And went back home, packed my shit up, and I'm like, I'm going to LA. And then I got out here and had to audition at the Comedy Store, and it was in front of Mitzi Shore.
Mitzi Shore, legend.
Yeah. And actually, a friend of mine got me the audition who
was it?
His name was Dean Gelber.
I don't know.
Do you remember him?
I don't remember him.
I think he sort of ran the Comedy Store for a while.
Did
he? Was, like best friends with Pauly.
Okay.
And here's the other weird thing. I actually ended up auditioning there because I played Sammy Shore, Pauly's dad, and Mitzi's, ex-husband. I played his granddaughter in a pilot.
No way.
Yeah, it was called Soul Good in the Neighborhood, and I played a lot of good.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Sammy Shore, is a legend.
Yeah, of course he is.
He played my grandfather, and it was so crazy. So then I tried out at the Comedy Store, got passed to do a show in the Belly Room.
Okay.
And I needed someone to work the door of it. It was a comedy karaoke show. So the comics could do their set, and then they would sing whatever karaoke song they wanted to.
That's great. And you're doing that now.
I mean, it's full circle.
We did that at the Hollywood Improv recently.
Oh my God.
Walter, her husband, who was a great musician and songwriter, he was playing the piano.
It was wild. I mean, Adam Ray got up and sang "My Heart Will Go On" because my husband produced that song. And
so who's your husband?
My husband's name is Walter Afanasieff. He goes by Walter A. And he produced and wrote all of Mariah Carey's songs like "Hero," "One Sweet Day," "Anytime You Need a Friend," "All I Want for Christmas Is You."
All I Want for Christmas Is Well, that annoying song in the mall is her husband's fault.
I mean,
but it's so catchy.
It's like a Christmas herpy. It
just keeps coming
back around.
Yeah.
You're like, what's that itch? You're like, all I want for Christmas.
You know what's funny? When you meet, all these songs are very romantic and beautiful and loving, but when you meet her husband for the first time, if he doesn't speak, he looks like he's going to kill you.
Oh my God. A lot of comics are scared of him. And I found out why. They thought he was in the Russian mob.
Yeah, he just says it. That's how he goes, yes, I must break you. Like that kind of he looks like he's going to kill you.
I mean, he is really next level when it comes to his face.
Yeah.
He does look like he's in a gang. But then he wrote She Bangs. So.
Yeah.
So there's always that. Yeah.
So Mitzi Shore passed you at the Comedy Store.
Yeah, Mitzi, she actually looked at me and she goes, you know what? You remind me of Roseanne Barr. And I remember Louis Anderson was there. And I remember thinking, oh my God, that's the biggest compliment anyone could ever give me because Roseanne was a nobody. She started doing stand-up and she was so real and she didn't talk about fisting and sucking dicks and things like that. She talked about normal.
Yeah, the classics.
Yeah, what
the female comedy classics.
I mean, I actually miss that. I miss a lot of women comics who are just relatable and fun. A lot of the younger women comics are it's great to talk about sex, but talk about other stuff too. It's hard to book a lot of women.
Well, it's not just
women.
women comedians, male comedians. I think when you first start out, it's very easy just to talk about sex because that's all you know. It's sex, drugs, and
unless you're married, and then you just, I mean, it's
then it's just not cheating.
You're not talking about sex at all.
Nothing.
17 years in, I'm like fucking crickets.
He's so busy writing songs.
I mean, he's doing Barbara Streisand's album right now, and he just finished Neil Diamond's.
No way.
Yeah, classic Diamonds.
He's still working right now.
Yeah, he does like all like the legends right now, and then we just got our show optioned, the Christmas show. It's a search for the next great holiday song. Because there hasn't been one in like 26 years.
There hasn't. There needs to be a new birthday song, a new holiday song.
You would think.
The only birthday song is "All I Want for My Birthday Is a Big Booty Hoe." That had like its moment for like what?
And then "Go Shorty,
It's your birthday."
I mean,
that was in 2001. It's 2022 right now.
I know. Imagine Christmas.
Christmas is
1994. 1994. All I Want for Christmas.
So what was the song in all they played before that? Silver Bells.
I'm Silent Night. I mean, that's a real fucking party starter.
Yeah, my mom loves that song, the Christmas song.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun Christmas songs, but they're all old. So I think Kelly Clarkson kind of hit it with her song, but now is the search for the next great holiday song.
That's gonna be great, dude.
It's gonna be fun. Yeah, so hopefully we'll start production.
You are like
soon.
so invested in like because you always talk about shows and you've produced a bunch of shows. What was your other show? I know you had like a nail thing. What was the nail thing?
Oh yeah, so I had my own show called Nail Files. It was on TV Guide Network, which is now Pop, and Lionsgate was the main holders of that. And those guys were great. I had a show about my nail salon. I said, screw it. At the time I was 30. I went to nail school. I'm like, nail salons are gross. I'm going to open a bar where you can drink and get your nails done. And I did. It was called The Painted Nail. And it took off. I got a show 2 months later out of it. We had 1.2 million viewers.
Wow.
And we still had a guide underneath.
And this was what year?
This was 2010.
Okay.
And it aired 2011. So exactly 10 years ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's great, dude. 2010. I was getting a divorce in 2010.
Meanwhile, I was like, I'm gonna go to nail school.
I know. I didn't know that. I found out because I Googled you for like to put you on the flyer.
Oh yeah.
And all your pictures are like, yeah.
I know. Everyone's always like, what's up with the nails?
I'm like, what's up with? Why'd you keep doing this? Like,
well, because
I'm a tiger girl.
You have to show the nails. Like people want to see your nails, and now it's like my nails look like shit most of the time. But it started my whole life. It's how I went from like $0 to like I made all my money was nail products.
I mean, you've been living a life for how long? Well, you lived in New York. New York's expensive too.
Well, upstate. I'm from upstate New York.
Oh, that's not
And
good.
then I know it's not. I mean, it's the real New York.
Yeah.
New York City is like poser. You know, you go there and you're like, oh, I live in this city. You're like, you're from fucking Iowa.
So you've been in
Relax.
LA. You've been in LA this entire time.
So I went to college at University of Kentucky.
You went to college? What's that like?
Awful. You guys, I advise you to quit and follow your dreams.
Yeah, I didn't go to college.
I went for cheerleading, ended up dancing. It was fun. And then, by the way, Kentucky just lost. So my bracket is,
They did?
They fucking lost to like a little New Jersey school.
Oh my God, everyone's like such, oh shit.
Yeah, my bracket.
I lost money.
I lost a lot. That they lost. I mean, my whole bracket's fucked. But yeah, I went to
We're talking
UK,
about March Madness, all right? Yeah.
in case anyone gives a
College
shit.
basketball.
But so I went there, and then I started doing stand-up there in Lexington, Kentucky. And I just knew, I was like, this is what I want to do. And I told my parents, I'm out of here. And they're like, all right. So they bought me a little car, and I drove out to LA and was like, I'm going to make my dreams come true.
And you met Walter here.
I met him, in God, I don't even remember what year, but we've been together. It's been so long. We've been together 17 years, and I think 2000 I met him.
Wow.
But he was engaged to like some asshole, and then they got married. It didn't work out, and here we are.
There you go. That's awesome. Well,
dreams come true.
You survived. I mean, it's hard to live in LA right now. Like, you literally have to be a drug dealer or a doctor in order to live here. It's so freaking
Here's
expensive.
the other thing. Like, so many people are saying to me, oh, it must be so nice. You know, you're with somebody. It's like, first of all, we don't even have the same bank accounts. We like really, I think that's why we work.
He's so Russian.
He's so Russian.
You got your own bank account.
Yeah, your own money, rubles. But I was like, you know what? It works for us because I make money. He makes money. But people are like, oh, you know, you did it right. You married a producer. And it's like, I think now my advice for people coming to LA is like, don't marry a producer or a director. or, a real estate developer, you should marry like Paco, who works at the Arco station on
Yeah.
Coldwater and Ventura, because that motherfucker can give you a discount on gas. Like, get your life together. Do it the right way. That's the right way to do it. Marry a drug dealer, a guy who owns a gas station, or a used car lot.
That's a Mexican.
So basically, again, coming here, taking our jobs now are women.
But yeah, I don't know. It's ridiculous to be living in LA right now, especially with gas. It's almost like $7.
Oh,
All
by
right?
my house, it's $7.55.
$7. Yeah.
$7.55. Like, how minimum wage here is what, $15 an hour?
I don't know. I haven't made minimum wage since 2003. What is minimum wage?
I think it's like $15 an hour.
That's crazy. That was my promotion back then.
I mean, listen, if you work at a comedy club, you'll probably make less than that. So
Yeah. Speaking of comedy clubs, my family owns a comedy club in
That's
North Hollywood.
right.
Haha Comedy Club. I had a fallout with them recently. Again,
That's-
for the millionth time.
I'm telling you, you need to have your own show. I've said this for years and years. You need to have a show that chronicles your life and your parents and your like that just motley crew of staff. That
Dude, it's crazy
rotates
right there, right? It's crazy. I
I
think
would watch that show.
it's so toxic. That's why I can't. We need to be. Me and my parents. If you guys know us, me and my parents, we take a break for a very long time.
Yeah.
Like right now, I haven't talked to him. And like I talk to him through people. I'm like, hey, Katie,
Through me.
how's my mom doing? How's my dad doing? It's just because we're so toxic when we work together. It's
Yeah.
like working with your boss is your dad. So it's like,
Yikes. My dad is French, Algerian, and growing up, he used to yell at us in French and take off his shoe and call it his pantouf and threaten us with it. So yeah, both my brothers worked for him.
Yeah.
He would call them because his translating over would be hard, and he would say things like, "You bite his eyes. He wears no socks," and like we would be like, "What does that even mean?" Try to translate over like all these like French Algerian sayings, and we're like,
I know. My dad used to cuss us out in other languages.
Yeah.
But then when you translate he would say, "Fuck your mother, fuck your father."
Yeah.
I'm like, you're just talking about yourself.
You're like, I'm 8 years old, Dad. This is aggressive.
But that's how it was, man.
That's why we have good work ethic, by
Yeah.
the way.
Because they made
Through
us.
threats.
My
of
dad goes,
beatings.
"You want to be a man? Get the fuck out of the house."
My dad said that too. Weird. We grew up the same. Cheers.
Oh man, dude.
It's so true. I mean, I feel like, what's next for us. I'm doing the haha tonight, speaking of, but I run the show on Wednesday nights at the Laugh Factory, Wild Wednesdays, which you've done and killed
It's an
that.
amazing show. Like she has all the stars on that show.
It is truly a headliner.
It's one of the best shows. It's one of the best shows that I've had for hands down.
I mean, thank you. It's music and comedy. It's so much fun. And, I think there's opportunities now after doing this for so many years and running businesses where I think it's going to take a different direction where, I kind of want to see comedy clubs evolve a little bit more.
Yeah, you were talking about that last night.
Yeah.
Like she was, she said, I'm gonna say I don't even give a shit.
Yeah.
She said, with this comedy club confessions, guys, we're gonna just talk some shit. She was talking about. She posted it. What'd you post? You posted.
Yeah. So I said, guys, I need your help. I want some feedback on what are some of the things you absolutely hate at comedy clubs and wish they could change, or something positive.
And then I commented. I said you should just go check the Comedy Chateaus and Flappers reviews on Yelp.
And I did. My favorite is one of the things. If I could give this place no stars, I would. You're in for it when the beginning of it is reading like that. And I did. I fucking divulged into those.
But that's how you
hours.
gotta get to the next level. Like when I at the haha, because we used to have really bad reviews too back in the day.
Wait, really?
When we didn't know what we were doing. My parents opened a comedy club. We didn't know what we were doing either. We're learning at the same time. They goes, "Yes, what's Mexican restaurant?" No, not the comedy club.
Well,
No.
you guys are known for having good food.
But
That
we
is
have really
one
good
thing.
food. But one thing we really focused on was catering to the comics, making sure everyone was happy, because that was a big issue before. Like, a lot of the comics were not happy, but now it's evolved. And it takes
They're
time.
happy there, but
It takes time for a comedy club owner to figure it out, especially if they're new to it.
Yeah.
It's like taking it for anything. If if you own a shoe store and you don't know anything about shoes,
I opened a nail salon. I didn't know shit about nails,
Yeah.
but I was like, and here's my advice for real. No matter what you do, right? Whether it's open a comedy place or, open a restaurant or open any sort of business. I think I'm on my 5th business now. The number one thing that no one ever teaches you is how to deal with customers
yeah,
and staff.
customer service.
is like the number one thing. I would have nightmares about Yelp reviews
Oh,
to the point like when I sold my business, I was like, thank Jesus I never have to read another fucking Yelp review.
yeah.
And here I am like, am I going to get back into this? Am I going to do this again? But I don't know. We'll see.
But also, too, Yelp reviews are kind of annoying because
They're
like,
kind of bullshit.
I kind of like those people that just want to just complain.
The Karens of the internet.
Yeah, it's just like if I get pissed off, I go, "Hey man, yeah, there's a hair in my food. Give me a coupon for next time." I'm still
Or
coming
like
back.
comp it.
I'm still coming back, right?
Yeah, me too.
You still
Comp
come
it.
back. It's not like you're like, you know what? This food is disgusting. I'm never coming back.
And I'm going to go home and write a fucking
Yeah,
diary.
but then they
and
come
ruin
back.
this
But then they
place.
come back. I just people that complain just want something for free. I'm like that. If you ever complain on a flight,
I
I'm like,
never do.
dude, I waited 4 hours. I'm like, I need to tweet this, and I have like 8 followers on Twitter, but still they need to hear it.
You know what? Actually, sometimes that does work. Delta gave me
A gift card, something.
yeah, because I spent $1,500 on a round trip ticket to fly first, and it was for one day and then coming right back. And I get on the plane and don't have headphones or anything because I'm in first. They give
Yeah.
you everything. And the whole TV system was out. And I was like, this is a 6.5 hour flight. I didn't even buy a fucking Us Weekly. I didn't bring
Nothing.
a book. So I just had to sit there, no Wi-Fi, in silence
Paint your nails.
for 6.5 hours. And I just kept looking out the window and I was like, I mean, but I did come up with a lot of good comedy that time. So I guess it's a give or take. But they did give me, when I got off the plane, I didn't complain, but I just said to the flight attendant, I was like, wow, would have been nice to know that this was
Yeah.
all not working because it didn't work on the flight in.
Yeah.
So I could have bought a book or something. And she's like, yeah, I know. But, we'll give you some miles.
Did you get? Oh, you got miles.
Yeah, so I wake up like 2 days later. I look at the thing. I'm in my Delta, and it's 15,000 extra miles. So I was like,
that's pretty good.
I mean, whatever. But,
Hey,
but I'm not
so-
going to go bitch about it on Yelp.
But you
that's
got
for
something.
sure.
That's the whole point of it.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something real quick. Okay,
Okay.
when you first started doing comedy, because a lot of comics listen to this podcast,
Yeah.
what is some advice you can give them? Something that you've, maybe a bad experience that you want nothing to happen to you or happen to them or something.
Ooh, I mean, because I'm old school. So
You're not that old. You're like, what, 8 years older than me. You act like you're 75, dude.
I mean, but I was born in 1977.
You are old.
Thank you. I mean, everyone's like, no way. I'm like, whatever. It's a ton of Botox. My whole thing is like, a lot of people are always going to compare themselves to other comics. And I find like the younger generation is like, well, so-and-so did this and so-and-so. I never look at what anyone else is talking about because I'm not them. I don't care where you put me in a lineup. I'll go first. I'll go last. I really don't care because I don't do what you do.
Yeah.
Your comedy is not what I do. You could get up there and absolutely destroy it. And then I'm like, okay, that just means I need to be better and write better jokes. Not, I should do comedy like this person.
Yeah.
And I've noticed a lot of people do that. And it's like, ew.
They copy their cadence and their style.
I see that all the time.
So
and
a lot
it's
of
like,
young comics are doing that right now.
oh, it's the worst. Or they'll take shit they've seen on the internet and they'll just sway it into their joke. And it's like, that's so unoriginal.
Yeah.
I literally cannot hear another joke based off of a meme about gas prices.
Yeah.
Or coronavirus.
Yeah.
Who fucking
Yeah.
cares?
They think they're
Move
like the
on.
Jimmy Fallon Tonight Show. So gas prices, huh?
Oh my God, what's the deal with grape nuts? No
Yeah.
grapes, no nuts.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the best comedy
Ugh.
comes from like when they get off stage, they
Yeah.
they go, all right, who are you? I got to know who Katie Cazorla is. She just explained who she was. She owned the business. She was this. She's divorced. She's married.
Yeah.
That's the best comedy.
Yeah. I think if you take the things that happen in your life, because everyone is just trying to slug through this day by day,
Yeah.
and take those things and really think like, if I laughed about this instead of complained, wouldn't other people then go, oh my God, me too. That happens to me too. And then you're relatable and fun instead of getting up there being like, so I was sucking a dick. And you're like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to hear about yeast infections and like your diarrhea. And I mean, sometimes I like to hear about diarrhea, but diarrhea will never not be funny.
Yeah. Poop jokes are always
I
classic.
mean, I do like a good shit joke now and then. And, fart jokes played out, yeast infections, gross, things like that where,
when was the last time you had a yeast infection?
I don't get them because I take a shower and dry it out. I mean, I know that the song WAP is out there, but
Oh.
let's be fair. Put a blow dryer to it. Oh my
Ew,
God, wait.
what?
Do you want to hear the most fucked up story?
Yes.
Okay. Oh my God, this is a really good story. Okay.
Perfect. Go.
All right. So
Delete all that shit. Go.
So after the pandemic was happening and I was gaining weight like everybody else, and I looked at my husband, I was like, we need to get our fucking lives together. And so we tried to do like a makeshift gym in our garage, which didn't work because, we still like ate. We were fat pieces of shit. And then all of a sudden the gyms start opening back up. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go and get a membership. It's been like a million years.
You got a membership.
So no, I go and get a guest pass. I go in, I work out, and I was like, okay, I feel motivated. I could do this. I go into the gym. There's community hair dryers on the wall. I shit you not. A naked woman is standing there with her leg propped up on this thing, using the community hair dryer, blow drying her bush.
Wait, there's a community hair dryer in the women's restroom?
Oh yeah, there's two on where the mirrors are.
We don't have those in the guys.
Well, good thing, because a bunch of Russians would be in there blow drying their bushes. Oh, I like to blow dry my bush.
So you saw her vagine?
Of course, it's the locker room. People walk around butt naked in there.
No way.
Yeah, but I was like, oh my God, I use it on my hair.
I mean, I go to the gym. When I was younger, when I went to the YMCA, a lot of guys were walking around. But now that I'm older, I think people are just embarrassed.
No, crunch. I've seen it. Walter saw Rodney Dangerfield's balls at a gym.
Both of them?
Well, he said they were knee knockers. And so I could never get that out of my head that he had like long, hanging old balls. I know. So every time someone's like, oh,
knee
Rodney.
knockers. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, he was like, they were like, if he ran, he would get like bruised knees. And I'm like, ugh, every time I think about like summer school or any of Rodney Dangerfield's, I get no respect. I'm like, because you got big old hanging balls, Rodney Dangerfield. It's weird. Yeah. So community gyms, public gyms, I got to go back to just being chunky, I guess.
I mean, you look great.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I did lose some weight. I did a fellow comics program called School of Thought.
What is
All
it?
these female comics do it. It's this crazy program.
Wait, we'll talk about it. What is it?
Okay, so her name is Stacia. She's amazing. And she owns this thing called School of Thought. And it's for female comics who are like on the road and all we eat is garbage. And you have to follow this crazy, she like yells at you and she's like, get up, you fucking lazy fucks. And let's start working out.
But she doesn't only with girls though.
It's all women, but I think she's going to do
Laura Bates did. No way. Oh, she lost a lot of weight. Laura, you know Laura Bates?
Oh my God, yes, Laura Bates.
She did it.
Okay, so I saw her post. I saw Nicole Amy Schreiber's. I saw Jessica Michelle Singleton. All these female comics. They all did it.
Can she do me?
So I think she's doing a men's program.
So wait, she just calls you and just goes, hey, get up, you fat fuck. Vincent Oshana, he did that. He goes, Jack, fuck your membership. Pay me the $50. I will follow you and slap you in the fucking face and go, get up, you fat fuck. Stop eating it. I need that.
Oh my God.
I did Lindora, right? You know what
Lindora?
You know what Lindora is?
Yeah, Lindora.
Lindora is it's a program for women that were pregnant. That's what it is.
Wait, what?
Women that were pregnant, they had the baby, they want to lose their fat, right?
I thought it was for women only.
It is for women only.
But you did it?
Check it out.
Did you go to meetings?
My mom had a coupon, and it doesn't say male or female. So I went in there and I go, they can't discriminate. So I went in there and there's a bunch of women around me, like just crying, I'm fat. And I'm in there.
Did you complain about your stretch marks?
I lost 100 pounds. I lost 100 pounds.
What?
Yeah, I lost 100. This was in 2010. I lost 100 pounds. I was doing shakes every day, no food. Shake. Cocaine, shake, shake, cocaine, shake, cocaine.
I want to be on that diet.
So listen, it was great, right? And then as soon as I started eating food, regular food, I gained 50 back. But I lost 50 pounds. It was Lindora.
Okay, anyone can do that. It's called the LA diet. You don't like fasting. It's called being a coke whore.
But now I'm fat again.
That just means you're happy.
I'm happy. I had a baby.
Pregnancy weight.
I know. I'm pregnant her.
But by the way, can I just say, like, she's gonna have the baby, and literally, like 3 days later, we'll be skinny again.
We're gonna break up. I'm just kidding.
By the way, why do I match everything in here? You didn't get the memo? Like, is this the blue?
It's the blue room.
It's the blue room.
By the way, shout out to our sponsors. This is a sponsor of the podcast, the showcase comedy showcase app. If you guys comics, if you haven't yet. If you're up and coming, or even if you're seasoned like us, get your stuff on this app because a lot of people from the industry watch it. My stuff's on there. It's a really good app. It's a comedy showcase app, and they're one of our sponsors. So make sure to submit. You could just DM them, Comedy Showcase app, and then they'll put your stuff up. And you know what's great too? They sent me some money when they get a bunch of views. They hook you up. I don't know
what? Will you get paid?
Yeah, you get paid.
Oh, I'm gonna download.
And that's better than
probably higher than most of the clubs.
Yeah, and you get followers from it. It's just a really good app. Make sure you check it out.
The
Comedy Showcase app.
I am gonna check that out. That's actually I love that you're supporting comics.
That's the best, right? And that's what we need more in this business. We need comics helping each other. Everyone's always goes, I hate that guy. He stole my this. I'm like, no, man.
Do you know? Can I tell you something?
Yes. Who hates me? Go.
Okay, no one. First of all, but
there's a bunch of people. Okay.
Literally, so I'm talking to the new management and bookers and stuff at the Laugh Factory, and it's kind of like, here's the list of people that you can book and blah blah, and you get to a point where you're like, I wonder who's on the list that I can't book.
Yeah.
And I will not say their names.
There is a list.
There is a list.
I know a few people on that list.
Yeah. And by the way, that you know what? It's their own fault.
Yeah,
First
it
of
is
all,
their fault.
If you're a comic and you're going to work at a club and you're going to treat the staff there like shit, I guarantee you will not be booked again.
I mean, is Jay Davis one on the list?
No comment.
Comedy Club Confessions, guys.
Jay gave me my very, very first start at Dublin's. Jay and
Jay Davis. Yeah.
They did. They gave me 5 minutes on stage. I remember waiting in the wings with Dane Cook and Natasha Leggero, and Bob Saget was on stage. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to do 5 minutes. And I was so nervous.
Yeah.
And that was 1999.
I know. I was in high school.
How dare you?
I was
Nobody
in high
asked.
school still. I was in high school, so I think I just lost my virginity. I was going to junior prom.
Oh my God.
And you were just
telling
comedy.
jokes on stage. Dr. Ken would
Dr.
come in.
Ken
Jung.
Yeah.
He would come in with his scrubs on after working in the ER. He would literally come over there and do it. And it was wild. I mean, that was a crazy time.
That was a
crazy
time. And then
but I want to bring that super fun hangout crazy. That should come back around, but with VIP booths and bottle service and shit like that. What happened?
The internet happened.
Yeah, but here's the other thing.
And everyone's doing their own thing now.
I know, but here's the problem. A lot of comics do want to still, because they do the road, they need to work out new material, and I don't think it's fair to pay under $30 or $30 for sets. Shitty booths with duct tape on them.
Yeah.
People are booking 50 different places because they need to make at least $100.
Yeah.
What if you pay better?
Yeah.
And what if you have a gorgeous atmosphere and beautiful stage and great cameras and great lighting and God.
I pay pretty good. I'm not great, but it's decent.
You do.
There's some people that pay like $200-$300 a spot, but that's
where?
I don't know.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. You know what? I can't wait for you to be on the board of advisors.
I know. So Katie is still premature.
It's premature, but we're in the works.
She's working on a big project. Let's not jinx it.
Yeah. It's just, let's just say I've seen all the things that
she's
are out there.
She's going to create a space for someone. So I don't know,
I just feel like, all the things of the complaints that I've been hearing should be addressed. And if it's not being heard at different places, then do your own, and hopefully, we'll see where that goes.
I love that. And that's a regular way to end this. I love that. I love that so much.
Right.
Katie Cazorla, where can we find you?
I'm at official Katie Cazorla. But just search Katie Kaz, C-A-Z, and I come up first.
Katie Kaz.
Facebook.
Upcoming shows. You're at the Laugh Factory
Instagram.
every Wednesday night. Laugh Factory. Hollywood Laugh Factory every Wednesday.
Wild Wednesdays.
Wild Wednesdays. Check that out.
And then now they like to hype up the weekends, so I'll probably do some spots on the weekends at the Laugh Factory as well.
100%.
But I'm at the Haha.
She's at the Haha Comedy Club tonight, but this won't air probably till later this week. But she's always there.
I do love your parents. So.
Check it out. Jack and Terry are my parents at the Haha Comedy Club. You can check them out all the time. You can see me everywhere. I'm working in a lot of places. JackJuniorComic.com.
You're everywhere.
I'm in Arizona, San Diego, Sacramento.
Cruise ships,
Vegas, all coming really soon. Like I said, please go check out the Comedy Showcase app. And this was our first episode. Comedy Club Confessions is back.
Woo!
Stay tuned for more trash talk.